Good day, good day, good day, and welcome to the Trash Picture Show. Today I'm looking at a figure I picked up on a whim because one, I really liked the movie it came from, and two, I really liked the iterations of this character that has come in this movie and the other variations before it. Yes, today I'm looking at the Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem Leatherhead. This character is a favorite of mine. I used to love him in the original animated series. He was voiced by Jim Cummins. Now, ironically, in my childlike state, I thought he was actually a crocodile. In the original version, he's actually an alligator, and he was voiced by Jim Cummins. And I thought he was meant to be kind of an Australian caricature. No, he's actually Cajun. In the original animated series, Jim Cummins voiced him as this Cajun kind of hillbilly who is essentially an alligator. And in other iterations, he turned up in the 2003 version. He was more like Kurt Connors. He kind of floated back and forth as an adversary and an ally to the Turtles. And that was pretty cool, but it reminded me a bit too much of the Lizard. Now, in the newer version, in the latest iteration of Mutant Mayhem, this Leatherhead is actually a crocodile, and he's an Australian crocodile, and he, ironically, is voiced by a she, Rose Byrne, who is a good friend of Seth Rogen's, one of the big creators behind the movie, and she's an Australian actress, and she pulled off the voice really, really well. So I was kind of, I don't know, it was serendipitous that in this new iteration, they actually made him an Australian saltwater crocodile, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's enough about the character. Let's have a closer look at the figure. So here is the figure in its blister pack. And you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, you have the turtles on the side there, you had a bit of graffiti, you have some really cool kind of artwork. Flip it to the back and it shows who you can get in the line. Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, Splinter, Rocksteady, Bebop, Superfly and Leatherhead. And there's a little cut out and collect card here on Leatherhead. Leatherhead is proud to be a mutant and all in on Superfly's plan to make more of them. They are down for causing destruction and mayhem, especially if it means letting them make a few big boombas. Mutant Menace Meter 3. So yeah, again, pretty cool. I liked the newer iteration. I thought it was really fun. I like the fact they actually got teenagers to voice the Turtles. It isn't like adults pretending to be teenagers. I think some of the actors are from Stranger Things. And all in all, it was a fun interpretation. Probably the standout scene for me is April O'Neil getting camera shy or camera sick and vomits all over herself and the crew of a newsroom. It's brilliant. But yeah, again, really cool figure line. They got a really good voice cast for the other actors as well. I know John Cena might have done Rocksteady and Ice Cube was Superfly. And Jackie Chan was Splinter. I think he was a cool version of Splinter. So yeah, guys, that's enough about the packaging. I am going to crack this guy open and have a closer look. Don't go anywhere. I shall be right back.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will return after these messages.
And we are back, and here is the figure out of the packaging. And I have to say, I love its design, I love its look. It's obviously a fantastic rendition of what appeared in the cartoon, but there's also subtle changes to make it a bit more like the original Playmates Leatherhead. And I'll do a comparison in a bit. But yeah, the figure is really nice. I have one gripe with it, and I'll get to that, but I'll just showcase the figure first off. There is a really nice paint scheme in this. And again, it really captures. Playmates done a fantastic job of capturing that kind of funky, weird artwork and aesthetic of the Mutant Mayhem animated movie. Articulation wise, there is some nice articulation in the arms. There's nice articulation there. And I like the fact it's not too stiff and it's not too loose. There's a good kind of solid feel to the joints. He can turn, he can swivel at the waist. The head can move. There's a nice bit of movement in the head. So if you want to get a bit of expression and stuff, you can do that The legs, there is a nice joint in the legs. It isn't super articulated, but the articulation you get is nice. I mean, the tail can move back and forth, but it also can move up and down. And yeah, again, you can move the hands around, the head. My only gripe is the mouth. I wish they'd given it a feature to have the mouth open and close. But again, it's really cool, and they've really captured the newer version of Leatherhead, but also kept some elements from the original Playmates figurine. And I'll just actually do a comparison. I'll do a comparison with the original. This is my original Playmates Leatherhead, and I love him. He's kick-ass. He has one advantage over this. I think the fact the mouth can open is pretty cool. But again, this guy has a lot more articulation, but I love this figure. But yeah, it's a cool figure. It's a solid figure. I really like it. I like the night vision goggles. I like the elongated snout, the real kind of exaggerated characteristics that were in the animated movie translate really well onto this figure. Accessory wise, what does he come with? Like the original Playmates figure, he comes with a shotgun, a sawn-off shotgun. The original one was a pump action shotgun, and we actually kind of get that, but for this version we get a double barrel, and he can fit into his hands. It's kind of a soft plastic. It's a soft kind of malleable plastic there, so it isn't too hard to fit into his hands. So he can be rocking his shotgun there. It's two basic colors. It's a kind of tan brown and a silver. And again, like the original figures, there's a bit of detail, but it isn't overdone with detail. There's a sheet on the back that you can put the shotgun into. You just slot it in there. So yeah, you can carry it like that. That's pretty cool. The other cool thing is, like the original Playmates TMNT figures, he comes with this grid of weapons. You used to get this like kind of plastic grid with different weapons and accessories on it. And this is pretty cool because there are two throwbacks to the original Playmates figure in this. You have the sawn-off pump action shotgun that he actually came with. And you actually have the bear trap he comes with. And again, they were two cool accessories that came with him, and I wish I hadn't lost them. Not the same style and design. For example, the bear trap could open and shut. This one, I don't think it can. And this shotgun is a lot smaller and a lot more stylized than the original. I have no idea what this is. I can't remember it from the movie, but maybe I'm just forgetting. Is it some kind of taser? Or is it looks like a fishing rod. I don't know what it is. And he also has this knife here. Now I am tempted to break some of them off and use them for my original Leatherhead. I'm not 100% sure if I'll do that just yet. But again, this is a nice little throwback and nod to the original Playmates line. So yeah guys, he's pretty cool. And I just like the character. I like the idea of this weird survivalist crocodile going after the turtles. He was created via the same mutagen spillage in the bayou that caused the frogs, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think he was mainly an antagonist to the frogs that were friends with the turtles. Which makes sense when you think about it. So yeah guys, I'm going to pause the video here, and when I come back I'm going to compare this guy to some original Playmates figures. Don't go anywhere, I shall be right back.
We now return to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And we are back, and there is Leatherhead in my alleyway diorama. And for nostalgia purposes, I'm going to put my original Playmates Leatherhead next to him there. And yeah, he kind of dwarfs over him, but I still love that guy. Obviously, for nostalgia purposes, I think I was 6 or 7 when I got that guy. It was for Christmas. I think it was maybe my 6th Christmas. I got him and General Trag, and I just loved the design. But I love the character. Again, I always mistook him as some kind of Australian kind of bushman. And in the newer movie, they've made him that, but I never realised he was like a Cajun. Jim Cummins gave him a very Cajun accent and very Cajun dialect. And he went around with crawfish. He used to attack the turtles with crawfish as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, again, love the character. I do need to watch the newer version from 2003 because I think, if I'm not mistaken, they made him a very Kurt Connors-esque kind of version of Leatherhead. I have to check with Trenchy. That's one person who would know what the deal with Leatherhead was in that 2003 series. But yeah, I love the original design of him. Another figure, let's compare him to the Playmates reissues. These are kind of the retro versions of the Turtles that Playmates re-released. And yeah, he scales up really well to them. And then for some more nostalgia purposes, let's put him next to a genuine vintage TMNT figure. Let's put him next to Donatello there. Yeah, and again, scales up. You can mix and match. That's the cool thing about these guys. I really like Playmates. I think when it comes to Playmates, they just do fun stuff with their figures. They go all out. They go pure buck wild with their figures. And it shows. Be it the TMNT line, be it the Toxic Avengers, they always done fantastic, really colourful, over-the-top figures. I know most people think they're a bit babyish. I don't. I just like how overboard they went with their figures, and I think they kicked ass. And this is another prime example of taking that modern interpretation, but not losing any of that bombastic aesthetic that the original Playmates line had. So yeah, guys, what do you think of this figure? What did you think of TMNT Mutant Mayhem? Let me know that in the comments below as well. And what was your favourite TMNT villain growing up? Leave that in the comments below. My name's Martin, this has been the Trash Picture Show, and yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye now.